And one person put a comment in there, and he or she says, observational theories deal with things that we are forced to deal with in our daily lives. Supernatural theories deal with that for which there is no evidence of any kind. And yeah, that kind of introduces some of the subject that we're going to deal with today. Now, supernatural theories are not dependent on evidence. That's not the issue. Okay? Under rational science, supernatural theories are theories where the entity invoked is imaginable. You know, you invoke Zeus. Zeus is imaginable. I hope you can imagine Zeus. I mean, we've got pictures of Zeus everywhere. So good old Zeus, he's okay as an object. I mean, you know, when you put a picture of a god, you know, holding maybe a thunderbolt in his right arm, throwing it, we can all imagine that. What we cannot imagine is some of the magical mechanisms that people introduce together with the gods of mythology or even of any of the traditional religions. The problem there is, you know, okay, we'll get to that. I'll get to the questions at the end, okay? So hold your questions or write them down. I'm going to go through them later on. I'll try to answer them, as many as I can within the time frame. But if I don't get to answer them, what I do usually is look at them and then answer them either at the next session or I'll answer them in Patreon, okay? So if you've got questions, no problem, just put them up there. Anyways, a supernatural theory has to do with the theory, not with the entity. The entity is okay. I have no problem with God. You want to introduce God and say God created the universe, God created a flower. I have no problem with God. I have a problem with how he created the flower. That's where I have a problem. It's the mechanism that rational science criticizes. Okay, so the difference is with a mathematical theory, mathematical physics, is the mathematical theory cannot even be imagined. You cannot imagine the objects. And the reason for that is they're using concepts as objects. They're talking about field. They're talking about energy. They're talking about mass. All those are concepts. You cannot say mass did this, energy did that, a field did that. That's where the problem is. Or time was bent, you know. It's unimaginable. That's why a supernatural theory differs from an irrational theory, the ones from mathematical physics, because you cannot imagine in irrational theories, you cannot even imagine the entity that's performing the motion. Okay, that's where the problem is. And I'm going to be talking about that a little bit today, just for those who are not aware. I'm going to be on JF Gariepi's program, the public space, in about 4 hours. So I'll be talking a little bit about that. The subject today over there is space-time. So if you're interested in space-time, well, you know, you may want to hang in there and see me in about 3 or 4 hours. Anyways, that's the difference between irrational theories and supernatural theories. Supernatural theories, you can imagine the objects that perform the action, the gods or the spirits or whatever, they put them as an angel or whatever, okay. Irrational theories, they're using concepts as physical objects, and you cannot imagine a concept, you know, love, moving a mountain. No, I cannot imagine that at all. I can't even imagine love before you move the mountain with love. That's the problem.